Yes, people. What's going on? It's Ega Talks Football. And we're back again with another video on this wonderful New Year's, just before New Year's preview video / review video. It's mad. These coming so quick and fast. It's difficult to get all these videos out. But we got Jay in the building. We got my guy Vader, Jay. We got what do you call it? All the Mandem in the building, of course, but unfortunately, no Manchester United fans are here. We got Winter Surfer and we got my guy Ram in the building also. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. How you guys all feeling going into these next round of fixtures after back of our crazy Boxing Day / whatever you call yesterday fixtures?
Wow, good, bro. Very good.
Yeah, I like
comfy at top. Comfy at the top, man. That's what I'm saying. Comfy.
Yeah, Liverpool top of the league, so you're loving life. Arsenal losing to West Ham, so I'm kind of pissed off. Spurs got slapped by Brighton, so it is what it is. Manchester United. What?
We had the same goal difference as you.
No, but you were 4-0 down before you scored your consolation goals. Let's not do that.
That's fair enough. I wish Ray hadn't saved you. I wish Ray hadn't saved your ass now in the last minute. Now I was gonna go easy on you, gal. So we still lost. Crucial goal difference, anyways. And since there's no Manchester United rep. Do you guys want to talk about Manchester United's comeback first? Just get that out of the way. Why give them a bit of praise? Why not?
No.
I thought Manchester United do deserve a lot of credit because even though they were 2-0 down to Aston Villa, they did amazing to come back into that game and to win it. Did anybody here give them a chance of winning that game when they were 2-0 down? Be honest. Vader.
Nope. No, but I got to give credit to Ten Hag when he has a stinker, we're all over him. When he's able to have his team have a performance, we should praise him. Ten Hag, he did enough. Like Ollie, he's doing enough to keep his job, and you got to praise him for it.
F United.
Yeah, no,
I think if we're gonna give anybody credit, give it to Garnacho. He basically brought them back with those 2 goals to get them back in the game.
I don't know, because I looking at them goals. I was watching the game. I saw the first goal go, and I was like, okay, cool. Let's see what Aston Villa are about. But the defending from Aston Villa for all them 3 goals, which was so diabolical, it was so bad. Like Aston Villa has these
the team is 2-0 down. They come back to win 3-2. You're gonna go straight to Aston Villa, bro. Give them the credit.
Come on.
Yeah, and also it's not like Villa are like.
Did you not get the hint from the first thing I said about United? Why would I give them credit? Screw them. I hate them.
We're giving them credit for the comeback. No, like it was an excellent comeback. It was high quality.
It was okay.
Like,
and Garnacho had a goal called off because he was offside.
Exactly.
As well.
That's what I'm saying. Like they did very well in that game.
They did what they had to do.
Give Ten Hag his credit, man. Give him his credit.
It was okay. The comeback was okay. That's it.
No, I just think they did play well. They took advantage. I can't believe Emery didn't copy the Bournemouth tactics when they went 2-0 up and just dropped 10 yards back and let them have the ball. That's what I would have done.
Especially with the players that they have.
And maybe that's because he doesn't respect United, but that's his own downfall, isn't it?
So, I think the worst thing is that he has the players available. Like you think of Bournemouth when they had Luis Sinisterra and Sereno, who's both very, very pacey wingers. He has Moussa Diaby and Leon Bailey at his disposal. They're both very, very pacey wingers.
I'll only say this: they went 2-0 up, but they didn't really batter United to go 2-0 up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It was like
very clinical.
Do you know what I mean? It was like, and then even then, Villa could have equalised. Johnny Evans cleared off the line. So
for the sake of the league, them losing to United, I think it was the best result. That was the best.
No. That's
they could have been top of the league.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
I think so. I like their performances against us, obviously, but if they're gonna lose to United, sure.
Is it there? It wasn't for the best of the league.
Let's be honest. Aston Villa's performances away from home have not replicated any of their performances at home. At home, they've just been more resolute. But that's the first time they actually lost after taking a lead. Majority of the games they've taken a lead this season, they've held on to those leads. So you got to give Manchester United their credit. Now, Manchester United play a game on the weekend. I just want to know quickly, as we are going through this part of the video quite quickly. They face Nottingham Forest away. Do you guys think Nottingham Forest can get anything from that game?
No.
Yeah,
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, guys, stop him.
1 second. Vader, give me your score prediction and why.
Yeah, I think Forest can get a 2-1 win, man. I think they can do the job. I think they can do the job. Listen, this I joke all the time about Ten Hag and Ollie, but Ollie kept doing this. Win, lose. United, they're all amped up. Sir Ratcliffe in the 25%. They're all amped up. They got the win. They're gonna come back down. They're gonna get the loss.
No one's gonna
do it.
No one would be surprised if he puts McTominay back in the team.
Okay, Ram was wholeheartedly against anything that Nottingham Forest could do. Why? Why is that?
Look, I'm the first person to always back Forest, especially when it comes against United. I'm always going to back a win.
Yeah, it's your dad's team.
I don't see it. I really do not see them winning. Even though they got a decent result against Newcastle, it was actually not decent, very good result against Newcastle. I just feel like, especially when United are away from home, they've had, barring the West Ham game, they've been really, really good. But then again, that West Ham game, it was mainly down to Paquetá doing a mazza. He was on smoke that entire game. But
guys, if you don't know, his dad is a Nottingham Forest fan. So what does your dad think going into this game?
Obviously, he's excited, man, with Nuno. Obviously, excited about the fact that Chris Wood scored a hat-trick against Newcastle, given that Awoniyi's out for extended period. But he's not going to go into the game thinking that they're going to win. There's a massive structural problem with Forest. They haven't been doing their transfers properly. And United are just simply better than them. So he's not going to expect the bet most. He's going to probably hope for a draw.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they just smashed Newcastle.
Well, no, it doesn't, because at the end of the day, he knows where Nottingham Forest are. It's not like a gal who says that they won at Anfield and then end up going off and losing against West Ham, which we'll get onto. He's not like that. He knows where his team's at. He knows the deficiency that they have, and he knows what United are capable of. So
Chris Wood might have some wood for them. You never know.
Pause.
Pause. No, I didn't mean like that.
You said it like that.
Big pause.
Jay, talk to me.
I actually watched the Forest Newcastle game. I watched the whole of the game, and I watched some of Forest. I think the game before, and they got a red card, which kind of killed their previous game. So there wasn't really much to go off. But I remember when Forest got Nuno, and some people were like, "Oh, Steve Cooper," and I'm like, Nuno's an upgrade in every possible facet to Steve Cooper. Yeah, like Nuno's out here doing back-to-back sevens with Wolves, and people are worried about Cooper. I'm like, at the very least, they're going to be organized and focused and have a plan. I saw them against Newcastle. That's the best plan I've seen Forest have for a year and a half. Like, actually plan, execute it, hit them on. What are United bad at? Transition defending. Yeah. So for me, Forest on the transition, that's going to be cash money. Elanga to score against his former club. Hey, listen, the Premier League scriptwriters are not going to pass up an opportunity to give us a cheeky little paragraph for a chapter there. So from my point of view, in this game, I see United who had a good result, but they had a terrible 45 minutes in that game. So, I can see them getting something from the game, but it's a 50-50 game for me. Yeah. Like, United have to prove to me, again, that they are stable enough that they can be going to these games and win consistently. Currently, I have no faith in Man United to go to Nottingham Forest and win. Like, if you said to me, like this result, you think, no, I've got no faith in them to do this. But can they win? Of course. Do I think they will win? No.
Okay, fair enough. Winter Surfer?
Listen,
I say 2-0 Man United, by the way.
I'm with Vader, man. Ten Hag's giving me very Ollie vibes at the end of his season, where he would win a game just to trudge on for a few more weeks or a month. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he changes what he did against Villa and like brings some McTominay back in and something like that, just to upset the balance, and drops Kobe Mino for someone else or something like that. Listen, I'm with Jay. I'm 50-50 on the game, but I think unlike Ram, I do think Forest can get something. I'll go. I think it'll be like a 2-2 draw, maybe, or something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised by that. But that Elanga, anyone putting on money this weekend, if they do bet, Elanga to get anything out of this game has got to be one of the bets of the weekend to actually, because he's GNA this season is more than or just below the entire
every attacker.
Yes, it's
he
too much.
outscored the whole Man United attack
I'll
combined.
say 4 goals, 5 assists.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You've got to put something on that if you believe that. So
know,
I think it'll be a draw. So
you can't lie. Rice was shit. Yeah, for the first time this season. How much super chats Vader off the stream? I don't know. How much are you willing to
you can't. No. He's banned from commenting. The last stream that he had, man was telling lies about me, speaking lies.
What did he say about you?
Apparently, I'm the guy that wants us to sign flipping Christensen as our centre back. When I give Lewis so much corn about that centre back that he keeps rapping for, even though we don't even play for Chelsea anymore. Yeah. This is what was.
Oh, Christensen at Barcelona. He would be good for you guys. He would be good.
Don't worry about the super chat. You want me off the stream because I speak too much truth and it counters what you have to say. You fraud.
I'm gonna just forget what you just said.
Talking about Hussam, we're gonna talk about Liverpool. By the way, if you want to get somebody off the stream, I'm pretty sure I did £50 last time to get somebody off the stream. But hey, I doubt he'll do it. But let's see. Let's talk about Liverpool now. Liverpool beat Burnley in what was. Let's be honest. You just had too much class for them. It forced them into errors. They couldn't really do much on the attacking end, and it was really just all Liverpool for majority of the game. I think anybody who watched that game and thought it was going to go the other way were really mistaken to think that Burnley were going to get anything from Liverpool.
No, I'll disagree, Gal. I think
your attack has not been good.
No. Let me explain myself.
Burnley, man.
Let me explain myself.
Sure, absolutely.
So, by the face of the actual game, it was relatively comfortable, very routine victory. A 2-0 victory. It should have been 3 or 4 or 5 by that point. I think 2 of the goals that were disallowed were wrongly disallowed, in my opinion. I think the first goal, Darwin Núñez makes no attempt, clear contact or any contact with Charlie Taylor. Charlie Taylor was too busy worrying about the fact that he made the mistake rather than appealing for a foul. Says a lot, really. Normally, the defender's reaction is the biggest giveaway. He wasn't crying for a foul, so it wasn't a foul, in my opinion. So it should have been a legitimate goal.
Wait. Just because
he mans up and doesn't complain about a foul means it wasn't a foul.
Not everyone's gonna complain,
bro. Usually a defender, when they are fouled, will claim it is a foul. That's how it works.
Some people just man up and they keep it going.
Exactly.
No, it got. We're talking about Charlie Taylor, one of the most experienced players on the pitch, who is part of that Sean Dyche era, who played dirty football, that kind of player.
Exactly.
No.
Because he's more experienced, I don't expect that from him.
Even then, there was no contact with Darwin Núñez and Charlie Taylor.
All right. Complain about the refs and their poor calls again. Continue.
No, but it was. And the reason why I would say why it wasn't as routine is because the 2 disallowed goals that we were given actually gave Burnley a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope, which in the end they didn't really make the most of, because I think they had a couple of chances which they didn't even put on target. Then we just sealed the game off with Diogo Jota doing what Diogo Jota does best, which is scoring goals. It should have been a routine.
I think that's
it should have been a 4-0 victory, but it wasn't because of the wrong decisions.
Diego Jota is the talking point. The reason being Diogo Jota coming back and him being who he is, the clinical forward that he can be.
That's what Diogo, guys.
I'm sorry. Well, I mispronounced his name. My apologies.
No. I was paraphrasing it. It's his nickname. You pronounced it fine.
Diogo.
That's a big.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm saying it's a big point you make, because that's goals. That's what they're missing. Goals.
In literally game week 21. they're not going to have Mo Salah from that point for a couple weeks.
Diogo Jota is at Liverpool Football Club, and I think Vader could agree with me to an extent. He is our most natural killer in our team. He is our most natural finisher at our team. Like, he is a killer. Like, Salah is a finisher, but he's a poacher. He gets into
Salah is a killer, though.
Salah is a killer, but he's a different type of killer. He can kill you both ways. He could kill you with the assist. He could kill with the goal scoring. Jota is the guy. He's in the box. If he's in the 6-yard area, more times than not, it's going to be a goal. And that's how Jota is. He's a killer.
I would say Jota's more clinical, but Salah is relentless. Like, he's just wave after wave. So, and
like you said, Egal, if you cast your mind back to the previous AFCON, the reason why we were actually challenged against City when we had a 14-point deficit was because of Diogo Jota, because he stepped up massively when Salah and Mane went off to AFCON. He's got to do it the same way. And the most important thing, getting him and keeping him fit. That's the big one.
110%. And I just want to give a big shout out to your fellow Liverpool fan, Jamie, for sending everyone over with the redirect. Big up to you. Big up to everyone coming over from Jamie's channel. Make sure you guys do check out Jamie's channel if you haven't already done so. I'll put the link to his channel in the description, as I've already put Casual FC, Ramstan, and the Vader Games channel. We still need Jay to get his own channel. But guys, since Ram has just broken down everything that happened in the Burnley game, going into this game against Newcastle, does anybody think Liverpool now continue to keep their place at the top of the table, or do they drop off this game against Newcastle? Or could you see a potential hurdle at home versus Newcastle?
No, Newcastle stink at the moment.
Too many injuries.
Newcastle. Too many injuries
killed them.
Too many players out of form.
Not only that, makes that they have an we talk about bogey teams, but they have an inferiority complex when it comes to Liverpool, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I say the same thing when it comes to I want to say City and Tottenham, because Tottenham is more of a bogey team.
You said that against Arsenal,
Chelsea and Arsenal at this moment, because it's more or less they have this thing where they just can't seem to get the right rhythm from us. I said it for one team, I can't remember, and it was the exact same thing. But yeah, they have an inferiority complex against us, and that's what is the killer for them. And like you guys said, injuries, lack of form, players they seem tired. They seem drained. Like Champions League football, European football has drained them, and they feel a little bit devoid of confidence as well. So it should be a victory for Liverpool, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're running on fumes at the moment. They are running on fumes at the moment. Injuries. We said at the start that the depth isn't there as much, and people are being overplayed and playing like a lot of 90 minutes and stuff like that. So, but like I said, I do like records, and their record at Anfield is trash. You know what I mean? So Liverpool should easily pick up the 3 points. Anyway, even if Newcastle had all their players back, I'd probably still favour Liverpool because of the record. So.
Fair. Vader, what are you saying?
Man, this is a win for Liverpool. Like, I'm not expecting anything different than that. Should it be comfortable? Yeah, they're at home. It's Anfield. Newcastle, way too many injuries. I expect at the end of this week, week 20, they should still be top of the league. Calm.
People saying Liverpool will win 3-1. People, don't forget to smash that like button right now. It definitely helps out the channel massively. We have about 60 of you guys in there. So at least let's get 30 likes on the video. That can massively help. And let's try to get up to at least 100 by the end of the stream. But yeah, I want to ask, Vader, are you more worried about Liverpool now than you were at the beginning of the season? Are you a little bit more?
Am I more worried? No. My level of worriedness, I think it's actually calmed down. It's not as bad as it used to be, because there's more known than the unknown before.
You're still worried.
I'm still worried. Yeah, of course. You're Liverpool. You're top of the league, of course. But it's not the same level of worry, because I know more now. I know about Nunez year 2. I know about him. He just got a goal and everyone's happy for him. But I know what he is. He needs to be out on the wing, or he needs to be a super sub. He's not a start. He's not a starting 9. The thing that I'm most concerned about is whether they can hold this form with AFCON. Like my man was talking about, when Salah leaves, Are they still going to keep this level? That's where I'm going to be paying very close attention to Liverpool. But I was told, and I know we're going to get to City, but all of you, all of you were telling me I'm in crisis mode. I should be worried. Like, where's my club? What are they doing?
I didn't.
Okay, I didn't say you. But many were telling me, listen, Vader, why you calm? This ain't your team. This ain't your. What kind of form you in?
Vader, I know the history of the city. I know the history of the Manchester City.
The history and the heritage of City. Now, listen, Liverpool top of the league, kind of expected, based off of how they've been playing and how poorly I've been playing. But to see that I've got a game in hand, and I think I'd be 2 points behind.
Arsenal on goal difference.
Yeah. You asked me about things I'm worried about. I'm speaking about Liverpool.
You know what? We're going to talk about City in a second, and I think that's a great segue. But before we do that, Jay, what's your score prediction for Liverpool Newcastle?
I'm not as down on Newcastle as the rest of you. Like
3-0, 3-0 by the way, 3-0.
Like 3-0? I do think Liverpool probably win this game, but I'm a big fan of reactions in football. Like I think that there's like Newcastle, they'll be hurting. You know, they're gonna want a reaction. So, you know, they could get turned over by Liverpool, or they could come in and put a performance in. Like they need to show out for their manager. He's getting a little bit of negative press. I think it's one of those things where form is meant to be snapped, and you know, Newcastle are still a good side. You know, Newcastle at their best are one of the top 5-6 teams in the league. You know, can they get back to their best against Liverpool? I don't think it's foregone a conclusion.
I think it is because Liverpool's best or Liverpool's worst. This current Newcastle team will get punished.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this current Newcastle team is not playing as well as they can play, but they're still putting in decent patches in games. Like, as in, they're still going to give you a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes in a game. Is that
both clubs healthy would have been a great game to watch. Both clubs healthy, but
yeah,
I don't expect Liverpool to get battered because I think Liverpool are more functional.
This is the most weirdest comment I've ever gotten. What the hell? Man said Elon Musk will end Man City by investing in alternative. What?
What? He's talking about the oil.
I know. I've never heard that before.
That's so random.
Sorry, Winter Surfer. I interrupted you.
No. I'm just saying I don't expect Newcastle to get battered because I don't think Liverpool are playing outstanding, and Liverpool, like everyone else, are more functional this season than outstanding. The top 3 teams haven't hit their stride yet this season, in my opinion. They're getting the wins. That's probably a better sign. You know, so I don't expect them to get battered. You know?
So your score prediction?
2-0 Liverpool.
I don't think Liverpool keep a clean sheet. I think they score 3-1, and the game ends like that. Ram?
Miguel, do you think that's an Alisson mistake or just poor defending?
No, I just think Liverpool always end up conceding at some point in the game, and it's more.
Begging for an Alisson mistake.
It's not. I don't think it's necessarily an Alisson mistake. I just think Liverpool always have a one moment of lapse of concentration where they end up conceding a goal. It's not because of Alisson. It's not necessarily because of Van Dijk or Trent. It's just as a collective, they don't necessarily see. They're kind of doing this thing where they just outscore teams. They don't look at necessarily. I don't see them hunting for the clean sheets.
Maybe cool. I hear it, but I'm gonna be a little bit more optimistic. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win. I think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. I'm gonna be very optimistic about that.
Yeah. And by the way, is Trent your player of the season, or would you say Alisson?
No, I would say Virgil.
What? That's a good one. So
I'd
if
say
you
Virgil.
Because some people, Liverpool fans have been telling me don't put Mo Salah as their player of the season. It's either these two guys.
Oh no, he's in the conversation. But
no, they're saying Trent and Alisson have been more important. You're now telling me Virgil's also been more important. So he's
fourth on that list. You go Van Dijk, Trent, Alisson, and Mo.
So Mo Salah
is
the most important Liverpool player this season.
I wouldn't. it's difficult because all of them are playing to a level where the spine is there. You know what I mean? It's difficult to pick. Obviously, Ali's my guy. I can't not knock off Ali. But if I was gonna say something, it would be between either Virgil or Alisson. And I'll probably pick Virgil because the fact that he's come back after last season and he's putting some really, really good performances, especially of late as well. Got to be there, man.
There you go. Let's talk about City now because I think the show's going quickly today. Vader, what are you saying about your team, man? Because you kind of already said some stuff a little bit earlier. You're saying, oh, guess what? Little old City.
Talk about Foden, bro. That goal. Wait.
You know what? I'm not even going to focus. I'll talk about Foden for sure, but listen. I'm not top of the league. I'm halfway through the season. You know, I need to speak humbly. Liverpool doing their thing, obviously, and they've done it before. We know that they're hungry. They can't let Klopp go another season without a league title. So I think they're going to be investing a lot to kind of win this. And then obviously Arsenal with what they did last season, and they're very hungry. We got Aston Villa. I'm fourth in the standings right now. So I'm just focused on my club getting healthy, improving, being more consistent with our midfield, and hopefully go for that push that I know they're accustomed to doing and winning this league. I back my team always, but I'm fourth right now, midway through the season. So I'm very happy. I'm not in crisis mode. I've never been in crisis mode. I always knew that this was in us, and I know that my fan base themselves, they've got the bottle. They've got the ability to deal with this. They're not going to let this chance at a fourth slip away. And I saw that this game with Foden. I saw Foden in particular say, you know what? No KDB right now. Pep is trusting me. Let me show you what I'm all about. You guys want to question me. You see me on the right wing, left wing, playing false nine, playing in the midfield. You know why? Because I'm that nice. And he went out there. He put on a performance. That goal that hit the post. Ooh, that was another sweet strike. But my players are fierce. Alvarez, Foden, Silva, they did what they had to do. I'm 2 points off top if I win my game in hand. And if I win my game in hand, I'm joint second with Arsenal. Mm-hmm. Was there ever a reason for me to panic? Some men's told me I should have been panicking. If I'm only
let's not do this. Let's not do this. Revision is history. You're trying to act like you just didn't go on Pep's worst run. You're acting like
I won 2 and 7. You're right.
You're acting like
only able to win 2 and 7.
You're acting like Kevin De Bruyne's back. You're acting like you can't go and drop points tomorrow, and people will be saying the exact same things they've been saying all season.
Igal, if I drop points tomorrow, should I be panicking? No.
100%.
How am I going to panic when it's only going to be 5 points off?
Because listen, you're not panicking because you think, oh, you can't lose the league in December, but you well can.
No, because I'm looking at the landscape and I see a rebuild Liverpool that are just holding on to this top of the league. Let's see what happens with AFCON. I see Arsenal, who have regressed from last season. Mind you, that you guys overperformed, so it's a little unfair to compare your overperformance last year to what you're doing this year. I think you've come back to the norm. And then I've got Aston Villa, who I believe are outperforming. I'm looking around, and I'm looking over my shoulder, and I see Tottenham. But these are all clubs that I'm like, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in my surroundings. I'm comfortable in this hood right now. I'm not worried.
Say it then. City going to win the fourth.
I told you, I'm confident in my club winning this. I'm winning this league.
I think you winning this league is determined on 3 things. 1, Kevin De Bruyne's fitness. 2, Rodri's availability. And 3, if you can somehow get better out of the midfielders you signed in the summer or sign new ones.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm probably the only one that says I'm winning this league even if I don't spend a penny in the January transfer window. None of you will say that.
I think I can win the league too without spending a penny. Yeah.
Okay, because I heard a little panicking. You guys need a striker. You guys need a gunman.
My fan base has no composure. You know how you guys watch Top Boy? You know when Dave's basically saying, composure, lads. That's what they need. They need a level of composure because every time we drop points, they drop their ass. They drop their panties.
So
they go crazy. They start saying stuff like making fun of every single player, wanting to sell every single player. Guess what? the performance in front of goal was shocking. We created the chances, but we couldn't finish our goddamn dinner. The team performance was shocking. But guess what? This is not a thing that's going to happen every single day. But when we have one very, very bad game like that, people go mental. They lose their shit.
You know why? You know why they go mental?
They start saying
because you give it their biggin.
No, it's because they look at City and they say, yo, City's a problem. They look at Liverpool and they say they've done it before.
Fourth. Why are you looking at me?
No, because you've done it 3 times in a row. City, Liverpool, they won the league. They won the Champions League with the same manager. The fact that we haven't won it before is the reason why you guys don't rate us as much as you rate
the
these other
reason
teams.
why your fan base
We haven't won it before is the reason why my fan base loses their absolute mind and keeps saying Arteta should be sacked is because he hasn't gone over the line yet. And that's why you feel a level of comfortability. You feel a level of comfortability because you know you can sit back and say my team's going to be there in May, where I'm not even
saying May.
Is confident.
March and April. I'm gonna talk with heavy chest out here, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
talk with chest, but my fan base is gonna say you're an idiot for talking with chest.
But the reason why is I can talk with chest because I've already benched 250. I haven't seen you bench 200 yet, so you gotta relax.
Exactly my point.
So that's what I'm saying. So relax. Don't talk too big. But when I look at what's happening, and you bring out points about if KDB or Rodri, that goes for all of us, Igal. If you don't have fitness with Rice. If Odegaard kind of goes down, yeah, we're all going to struggle to kind of win this thing. But I'm saying this right now. I don't need to spend another penny in the January transfer window, and I'm confident my club wins. I've heard you. You may not be agreeing to this, but many, many Arsenal fans say we need a lethal man up front. You know why?
We do.
Okay.
But I still believe we can find internal improvements to get us over the line.
All right. So
what are those internal improvements?
Finish your goddamn dinner. Get a fork, get a knife, and eat.
But you don't have any killers,
bro. They just need to eat their chances.
No, answer this. Do you have any killers in your team,
bro? The reality is, last year Martinelli was a killer. What happened? Why is he not finishing his dinner?
Is he a killer this season?
You know, Miguel, but you cut me off. This is what I want to say.
So you don't have any killers then?
No, Ram. Hold on. This is what I wanted to say. The reason why your fan base are melting down, the reason why they panic and they're running the streets is because, and it's really simple. It's really simple why they're panicking. They don't have the belief. They really don't.
They don't.
They don't have the belief. And the belief.
No, but do you blame them when half the fan bases are Arteta out last year?
No, how your fan base being half and half, who cares? But the ones that should be the loudest should be the ones that believe in Arteta, right?
Guess what? They're the quietest because they don't want to get ridiculed. Where the people who are the loudest are always the people who are negative because they know the repercussions of being voicing the negative things is basically you're like whistleblowing. You're telling everybody what's happening. Where if you're positive, it can be used against you as an insult.
Okay, but this meltdown. Gal, this meltdown is going to continue because when you look at what happened in this game,
did you not see what happened against Fulham?
But I'm just saying, West Ham, other clubs can replicate what West Ham did.
Hey, did you not see what happened?
That's why the panic's going to remain.
Like one second, Vader. Did you not see what happened when we dropped points against Tottenham? Jay, do you remember that? People were losing their goddamn minds when we dropped points against Fulham.
People were losing their goddamn minds.
When we got knocked out of the cup, do you guys remember what happened?
But Again, the reason why people have a go at your fan base is because you just give it the flipping biggin as if you got everyone that is better than everyone else. And then when something goes wrong, yes, of course they're going to have a go at you. Like you do it all the time. I'm hearing people putting Declan Rice in Rodri conversation, Saliba and Van Dijk conversation.
One second.
Saka and Salah conversation.
1 second. I didn't do that. A professional footballer who played with him has said he's the same or even better than Rodri. And it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Who said that?
It is your fault when you don't comment and say, you know what? I don't agree with this guy. You just retweet it and like it. It is your fault.
Because if you retweet it and like it, you're endorsing it.
Guess what? I'm putting it out there because I want to know what people think. And I agree with him. I say, yo, this guy, I don't think he's that. I don't think
you agree with him. So
this is where we get.
1 second. I don't think the skill sets is that big of a difference. I think the fact that Rodri's been in his side. I think the fact that Rodri's been in a side that's been winning consecutively it makes it
You
gives
don't
him.
no.
There
no.
is a
You know what?
I
Hold
feel
on.
like
There's
there
no
is a
United fan
technical
on this panel right
difference.
now, but Rice is going to be like Maguire. He's going to be like Alexis Sanchez. He's going to be like Fred. He's going to be
I
like
wouldn't go-
every
no, I
player
wouldn't
that
go that
chose
far,
to not
though.
go to City. Rice is going to regret not playing at City, playing for
Oh.
Arsenal. Facts.
He might regret it, but
I think Rice is going to be the difference between
Bit
you
top back.
losing the league and Arsenal winning the league this year.
Hey, what about Liverpool?
Liverpool. I have you guys falling off. Honestly,
Count the people.
honestly, right now, guys, who's going to win this league? Everyone. I say Arsenal will still win this league. I don't believe we're
Aston
going to
Villa.
drop off.
Aston Villa.
You see, you don't even believe in Liverpool yourself. Winter Surfer.
I got to go with tried and trusted. It's City.
Man City, yeah.
Tried and trusted. That's
All
I
right,
would love
well,
to say Liverpool, but I just don't
Jay?
see it. We're just
Jay?
a year behind.
Hey, you're
I
on
would love
mute.
to say Villa.
You're on mute the whole time. Jay, you're on mute
Jay,
still.
you're still on mute.
Is he on delay?
Just jump off, jump back in, bro.
One sec. Sorry, mate. I was just. I've just been listening, bro. I mean, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to take in the ambience.
No,
I'm
Jay,
just
Jay,
listening.
you got to speak on this panel. You got to speak.
Jay not speaking for this long is not normal.
No, bro. I was just listening to what was
I had
going
to
on.
check
So
if there's
I
a
mean,
pulse. Like, are you okay?
He's checking his stocks.
yeah, I'm good. I was. Listen, I think
observing.
Arsenal,
How's Tesla doing?
Liverpool.
How's Tesla doing?
Yeah, no. Listen, Liverpool, City have surprised me by not having to do anything and just be back in the race. All of the challenges have been unconvincing. City themselves have been unconvincing, but it's not. We know that they've got the track record to bounce back. Now, this is Arsenal's second year of doing this back to back. They've made some changes, and I've always said with Arsenal, away to the best teams in the league, I don't know what they're saying. Yeah, because so far I've seen them at Newcastle, they didn't win. I've seen them at Villa, they didn't win. They played Spurs, they didn't win. Yeah, they beat City, went to Liverpool, they didn't win. So they're not beating the top teams. And now there's a couple of these lower results now that have started creeping in, where before they were just being flat track bullies. But now some of those results are not coming. And I need to see them win some of the other games. For me, you got to give it City at this moment in time, because the challenges just haven't convinced. The challenges haven't been convincing enough for me to, put all of my hopes in their basket. So you go with the safe, solid option in Man City, the ones who've been there, bought the T-shirt, and that's what it is. Like if Arsenal hadn't have had some of these results recently, I would have had a lot more confidence in them. Liverpool probably deserve more confidence than Arsenal right now, because Liverpool have shown that they've got firepower. Like they can outscore their opposition. Arsenal were hoping to out-defend, control the opposition. But if you're not taking your chances, control means nothing. The opposition only needs one chance to score. So
which is why
City first, Liverpool second, Arsenal third at the moment, but that's fluid. Give me 5 out of 5 in your next games, Arsenal, and I'll be here to redress the kind of vote.
All right, Jay, can I ask you a question, Jay? Can I ask a question to all you guys? Sorry, Surfer.
Sure.
If Arteta doesn't win the Premier League, should he get sacked?
No, because sometimes I'm not a fan of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but you will then start to ask the question of what kind of project are they building over there, and is he and I saw this quote before and I thought it was interesting. Is he the Rodgers, and do they need to go and find their Klopp at that point?
Is he Ranieri?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going to say. That at that point, you have to start. As I personally would still have faith, but you start asking serious questions then of what kind of project.
Let me ask you a question. If this was Arteta's second season competitively in the league, can you look at it from that perspective? Then say,
it's his fifth year though.
Wait, what do you mean?
I know it's his fifth year. I know it's his fifth year in the job. But
he means competitive in a title race.
No.
It's his second year competitive for for the league.
No, there's
Can you
no
get
because
that
he's
perspective?
there's no
because
clock that starts just because now you're competing. It's once you're a manager, you're a
No,
manager.
but
That's
he had to spend all that time rebuilding the squad, getting
that's how it
getting the
works.
team
I think-
competitive.
No, I think he stays no matter what. Even if they don't win, then the summer transfer window is going to be important for me to look at Arsenal, and then I think we have the discussion at the end of next season. Really.
I think-
'Cause then that'll be the third.
Can we acknowledge?
I think it depends.
All I'm saying is, can we acknowledge that the first part of his Arsenal career was spent getting rid of a lot of the deadwood and actually building his squad to a level where it can be competitive?
Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah.
And but Igal, he's not being judged on how he was able to build the squad and where he's gotten it. Now that he's gotten
Now
it,
he's being judged on getting it over the line.
exactly.
But when
So
you get it over the line, don't you kind of need to put the finishing polishes and finishing touches on
So
it?
my thing would be.
I think that. Go ahead, Silver. Go ahead.
My thing would be that there's no doubt the team has regressed in terms of how many points you've taken. You're about 10 points down from last season. The way you're playing, you're not taking enough chances as you were last season.
Right.
So that's why I said I don't think you'll win. And then I need to see what you do in the summer transfer window. And then we can have the discussion more next season. Because then we've got 3 solid seasons of you seeing if you regress or go forward. I want to see if he learns.
Yeah.
I want to see if he learns from this season, takes what he can, and tries then to progress you further. That's what I
Fair
want to
enough.
see.
And
Let's just go quickly. Score predictions for the Newcastle game. Oh, sorry, not Newcastle. Man City, Sheffield United. Guys, I've seen Tom predict 7-0. I've seen some crazy score predictions. What are we saying
I
for
know what he's
Man
doing.
City, Sheffield United?
I know what
City.
Tom's doing with that 7-0.
Ain't no City.
What are we
I'm
saying?
gonna say 4-0 City. I'll say 4-0.
4-0.
Ain't no City.
8-0 this guy.
What's with the ridiculous scorelines?
Nah,
Okay, fine,
I know
fine,
the
fine,
energy
fine.
he's doing. I know the
8-1.
energy.
8-1. 8-1 City.
You're a clown. Stop it,
Vader, what you saying?
man. It's gonna be a tough game.
Shut up.
Oh, stop it,
You're
man.
so-
You actually take the
Sheffield.
piss.
I got no KDB. I got no Stone.
One
I got
second.
no
Julian
Holland.
Alvarez hasn't scored a hat trick ever for City, has he?
Nope.
No,
No, I don't
only
believe so.
Foden and Holland current players,
Expect him
and
to
obviously
score a hat
KDB.
trick. Honestly, this might be a crazy take, but I kind of think he's starting to get a little overrated, Julian Alvarez.
Stop it! You
I
think
shoot your shot too quick. Pause.
Hold on, yeah. I think the thing is
because I seen someone put him in a Ballon d'Or candidate conversation.
Yes, he's
And
winning.
I'm like,
Because
it-
but Igal, we all know why he was in that conversation.
no,
with us.
Rodri should have been in that conversation.
Okay, but Alvarez has won everything, and he's been.
Yeah, that's what I was
No,
gonna say. Like,
no,
as
bro.
in, like,
I'm not
whenever-
talking about last year. I'm talking about 2024. They're talking about him.
Yeah, but the thing is,
he's got the
you-
chance. He's got the chance.
Hey,
Relax.
now the thing is that you have to understand this from a fair point of view. If you're gonna introduce a criteria for something, yeah, he's ticking all the criteria. And this season he's been an important player for Man City. If City go on to win trophies, continue, on paper you've got to say like. You might not like it because you watch him and you think he is not a key Manchester City player or he is not an essential person to that squad, but he's an important member of a number of squads who continue to do good things.
Speak on it. You know why City players don't get the ratings? Is because they're not isolated in the same position week after week after week like Rams teams and Igal's team. We see our let me finish. We see players, and again, this is what's happening at Tottenham and at Chelsea. We see our players all over the pitch. The managers introducing different instructions. He's getting things set up based off of the opposition. It's not set. You're right wing. You're left wing. You're playing striker. Listen, Alvarez. He's been 10 for us. He's played the 9 for us, and again, he comes up with crucial assists and goals. That's why he's in the conversation. It's plain and simple.
But again,
this upcoming game,
it's premature, mate.
This upcoming game with Sheffield United, I'm confident in my club winning. I think we can get a 3-1.
You better be.
I think we can get a 3-1. I think if we do happen to leak a goal, unfortunately, it's going to be the inconsistency we see between the midfield and the defense.
Oh,
But,
not
yeah,
Edison.
3-1.
Not Edison.
No,
mistake.
Edison's been on fire. You should have seen the saves he was making this last game.
Bro,
Don't do that.
Can you help me out quickly for my
Hmm.
fantasy team? Who should I be putting in my team? Should it be Alvarez? Should it be Foden? Or should it be
Ruben Diaz is going to score a header.
It
Is
should
he
be
still
Foden. It should be Foden. And the reason why it's going to be a tough game for me is because I don't have Doku, Holland, KDB, or Stones.
You're going to score a couple of. You're going to score a couple of set pieces.
You're saying Foden's the main like.
I think Foden's going to light it up. Assists and goals. He's going to give it.
Well, Ruben Diaz is going to score from a corner as well.
What about Bernardo Silva? I've been thinking City fans have been kind of just looking at Bernardo Silva as this
but
You're talking fantasy though. You're talking fantasy. I think Silva's going to be important with regards to how to control the game. But I think when you're looking at your fantasy points, I think Foden's going to be the guy.
Okay. Arsenal guys, do you guys think Martinelli's overrated this season, or you guys everyone's just giving him a pass kind of?
Well, I mean, Gal, is he overrated? Is he overrated this season because you overrated him last season? Is that
Gabriel Martin?
How does something come to be overrated? Just in your interpretation, when something is
drink your juice, Gal. Drink your juice. Drink your juice and think about it.
Now, do I think Martinelli is a very good prospect? Yeah. My theory on Martinelli is he's a chaos merchant. Yeah, he does the best when everything's all over the place. Now you're playing with more stability, more structure, less transitions, more control. He's struggling more because the chaos around. He's like a Tasmanian devil. Yeah, and he is. That's how I see it. He's a really good player. But you're the person, Igal, who put Martinelli on that pedestal. Now you have to own him on that pedestal. You have to rate him. To me, he's still a very good prospect who's maybe just not having a great time at the moment because I didn't put him on that pedestal. You're the one who has to say that he's overrated, and you're the one who has to say he's not as good as you thought he was because of the level that you put him on. So it's not for me to say if he's overrated. He's doing what I thought he would do.
Let me take this moment. Let me take this moment to speak to Vader and Ram and apologize for absolutely nothing. I think both Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli are just going through a little bit of a poor slump at times this season due to the fact that we've changed our system dramatically this season. And with guys like Trossard, Kai Havertz in that midfield, it's not traditional midfielders, and it's slightly changed the system. So that's where Mikel Arteta.
Can I ask a question to Vader? Can I ask a question to Vader?
Get him.
1 second. But this game that we're going to be playing against Fulham is going to be back to normal. Kai Havertz is going to be back in the midfield. We're going to see a better performance from the other guys. The person I'm going to be worried about is Zinchenko. Bro, you sold me a false promise. A guy who sold me a false promise. The guy Gabriel Jesus. You told me he's a winger. I'm starting to believe you. Because the
guy, Vader gave you the receipts, gave you the MOT check, gave you the vehicle, gave you everything.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Listen.
You sold me guys for experience, and they're the guys who are costing me right now.
We're not doing this.
He gave you all the
checks. What do you mean, Igal?
My generosity is unmatched. Sir Alex Ferguson, he poached from his rivals. He took the best from his rivals. I'm giving you some of my best players, tried and true serial winners. No, we're not doing this. I gave you 2 quality players, left back, inverted, your whole style this last season and this season, and I gave you Jesus, the man that was able to connect your midfield and your attack. You're not going to now turn on them and say I gave you duds.
Hold on, Vader. One second, you got Vader, because I just want to say, like, not only did you do that, Vader, you gave them the instructions, and I managed to see the instructions right here. And you know what the instructions you gave them when you sold them, Zinchenko and Jesus, was? He says, under no circumstances should you use these players as predetermined full-time starters if you have the intention of winning the Premier League.
The fine print.
The fine print. So you didn't read the fine print, Igal, and you seem to miss the one big point, which is if these guys were good enough to be starters for Man City, why the fuck would they be at Arsenal?
Your manager failed to rotate these players. It was there in the receipt. At the bottom, fine print. It was right there in the receipt. Your manager needs to show rotation with these players. That's not my fault.
They don't play full seasons. They never have under Pep. So.
Guys, anybody think Arsenal's gonna lose to Fulham before these guys go?
Hey, you're away, aren't you? Listen.
Yeah.
Is the Arsenal section done? Is this how we do the Arsenal section? Just
yeah.
Is this it? Like what's
Jay. It's kind of a quick one.
Of course, it's a quick one. When it's we love to go in depth about City and Liverpool. When it comes to Arsenal,
can we not go into it like Declan Rice, first time playing the team that sold him, 105 million.
Second time.
Sorry, second time. He's lost twice now.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So West Ham 18 points better off. This is a transfer that kind of benefited everybody at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
And
I gotta leave.
Listen, at the end of the day, right? You lost 2-0 at home to West Ham, right? How many points have you had in the last 4 games?
2 or 1.
1.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, one second. Last 4 games, we had 7.
7? Is that 7? Okay, that's not terrible. Listen, Igal, I think the problem with Arsenal now, for me, is you're starting to lose a little bit of that fear factor that you'd worked so hard to build over the last 6 months, 12 months. People were a little bit worried about you. That's why they're coming up to you with a dirty low block, because they're scared of you. Yeah. But the more you don't beat these teams and beat out the low blocks and just punish them, think about Brighton. If Brighton don't miss a point blank header at 1-0, that's another game dominated whole game. Leave that game and it's level. I just think, for me, Arsenal just need to rediscover their fear factor. They just need to rediscover that, you don't want to play against us. Because at the moment, teams are playing against you, and they know that if they can stick in until 60, 70 minutes, they've got a good chance of leaving with something. So I think you're still a good side, but uncomfortable questions.
I'm just going to say we need to beat Fulham. And I'm going with a convincing 2-0, like Ram said. We just need to have a clinical performance and just bury them early. It would be nice to get even more. No, you said 2-0 for Liverpool.
Oh, okay. For Arsenal, for me, in my opinion, it would be 2-1. 2-1.
2-1. Okay. What are you saying, Winter Surfer, about Arsenal? You haven't really spoken much on Arsenal.
Well, like I said, I think he's made you more defensively sound, but he's taken away a huge chunk of your attacking impetus. Like we said, Martinelli's struggling on that left-hand side, and while Kai Havertz popped up in recent weeks and scored goals, I really think he's taken away a lot from someone like Odegaard, someone like Martinelli. You can really see that. And Jay's right. Now it's like, if someone can hang in there, or if they score, or they give you, like West Ham the other night. West Ham weren't spectacular after they went 2-0 up. They just stood there, essentially. Because they know if you guys are starting whipping crosses in, I know Jesus missed 2 blank point headers, stuff like that, but it was enough for them to really have a solid structure, build from that, and try and counter attack. So he really needs. That's why I'm saying he either needs to learn in January and make up his mind if he wants to go for a title, change this, or if you don't win the title this season, what were the negatives from this season? I really think incorporating. The thing is, he doesn't change his formation. He just puts someone on the left-hand side of midfield. Like yesterday, it was just Trossard. He didn't make any changes like tactics-wise. It was just Trossard there. It was a like-for-like replacement in terms of, you'll play there, we won't do anything else. And it doesn't help the structure. But like you said, you guys need to have a left-back, because Zinchenko is just...
Bro, yeah. I heard we're trying to sell Kivior already. That's been a failure.
I told you about Kivior. He's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, you did tell me about it. Hey, it is what it is. At this point, I could use an Emerson Royale. That's crazy. But yeah, let's talk about Tottenham next.
But I go ahead off, yeah. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Big up.
I'll see you soon, bro. Happy New Year.
See you in the new year. New year, probably.
Big up.
Happy New Year to everyone, man. Big up.
See you next year, man.
Jay, what are you saying? Talk to me. Your boys got slapped.
Now you've got verbiage. No, it was we got beat up. It wasn't a great performance. We just
that was the first time you were 4-0 down in over a year.
Since Newcastle, I think.
Yeah, bad result, man. Talk to me.
Yeah. You know what? These results happen. Like when you're kind of trying to build something and things like that. For me, the biggest thing is just like you don't see anything like these results when Tottenham have their first team players. Nothing like this. Like literally unbeaten in the league when they've got their first team players. I'm saying that at the moment, Spurs are just dealing with a lot of specific injuries that are, I think, really exacerbating the performances. Like obviously they had no Bizuma, no Bentancur, no Maddison. You know, that's a lot of press resistance in midfield. That's going to affect how you build out. That's good. And if you play a good team like Brighton or something who can press you, okay, so now you're going to look at how's your centre-backs distributing the ball. Oh, Emerson Royale and Ben Davies. So now you've got a disconnect in the midfielders who can take the ball under pressure, and then you've got disconnect in the players that can distribute the ball. So until I start seeing this kind of performance with a first team out there or with a better squad, I'm not even in a position to criticize. I'm just like, okay, you know, against Everton, we didn't deserve to win. Against Brighton, we gave them 2 penalties, horrible penalties. They scored a wonder goal. You know, they were good. They were good, but I'm still disappointed because the team that we were playing against was trash. Like, as in, like,
do you have any faith in your team keeping a clean sheet now with your 2 main center backs out?
Not really. But I think it's one of those things where it's just temporary. You just got to take your medicine, and it's just the way it is. I think there's too many fans who don't understand what a rebuild encompasses, and it means that sometimes you're a little bit short at times when the squad develops. So I remember when Arsenal were doing something, and you maybe needed a striker, and you didn't get the striker until Jesus came in the summer. So you went short. You went short for 5 months, and Spurs beat you to Champions League. So do you see what I mean? So 5 months. So it works in that kind of ways. So at the moment, it's like no, not really, but it looks like Spurs are going to buy a centre back. There's a lot of rumours around Dragusin or Todibo. So there's a lot of rumours around that. So I'm believing that the team is gonna. Yeah, we'll be strengthened. You know, we'll hopefully get a midfielder and a winger, and we'll go again. It's not, you know, we're still only 6 points off top. Which, if you told me that halfway through the season we'd be 6 points off top, you know, just before we sold Kane or this or that, then you know it's good. It's just nothing to worry about too much. But you know, not a great result, and it's one of those sobering ones where it says, these are the issues with the team that you need to fix. It's good. It brings you down to earth a little bit, and it like just lets you know as players, like this is the Premier League. This is the Barclays. Can't not run around in the Barclays. Can't not be focused in the Barclays. You'll get battered. So I think it's just a nice reminder to the players, like you are not good enough. Without our core players, without this, without that. To at the minimum, not be putting in 110%. Like minimum, just you got to work your ass off, and so that's just basically it. We were just losing too many duels, too many second balls, not tracking runners. Just I use the word lazy. Manager said tired. Truth is somewhere in the middle of those two. Players just didn't do what they needed to do.
The sobering thing for Tottenham fans is, like you said, Jay, it was 2 penalties. So you can't really compensate for that because it was 2 acts of stupidness from Kulusevski and Lo Celso. And like you said, it was a worldie. It was a worldie from Estepinian. No, I don't think any goalkeeper saving that, not even the mighty Alisson. I don't think saves that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and even then, it's like you had a bunch of chances yourself as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and Jay said it right. This is a result in a rebuild where Andrew's already showed something. While Tottenham fans would be terribly disappointed because like Brighton won 1 game in like 3 months or something like that. They will take it and go, okay, so I've already seen enough. So this result, while I don't like it, I don't like to lose, I can take it because I've got all this. We actually still done things in this game that I went, okay, if we have our players come back, I've still got a basis and foundation that they can work off. They're still like very much in the mix for possibly a top 4 spot at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So they can work off that, and that's what a rebuild is. Like all the Arsenal, all the Arteta in people, while you were battling Arteta out, you still saw these type of performances while you were building. Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference. If fans are very easy to please. If you see something, you're going to take this type of result as an odd result that happens, because they play Bournemouth next, and although Bournemouth are doing well, I could easily see Spurs smashing Bournemouth by 3 goals. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those. So it's a good foundation, and like I say, and you can't hold Ange responsible for any of those goals really yesterday, because 3 of them were just, like I say, 2 stupid moments and a world-class banger from Estepinian, who won't stay at Brighton for long, by the way. So it's all good.
There you go. I'm just going to say this. Tottenham, I think Ange Postecoglou said something after the game that I wanted to mention. He said that Tottenham have a taxing style of play in which they can't play twice a week. If that's the case, he is basically admitting that your team cannot play the way that he wants them to play
currently
throughout this fixture schedule with the current players you have available. He's going to have to find a solution instead of just saying that that's the reason why. Because I think it's kind of a cop out, and if that's the kind of things that he's saying right now, it's kind of like he's just basically deflecting the loss to the situation with your squad, and also the fact that the club and the whole staff and everybody's new. He's basically saying, that's how I view it. I view it as, I've just gotten this team and they're not good enough yet to compete on the level I want to compete at.
I think those comments were more like, publicly he's going to say that. Internally he'll probably read them the right act. Do you know what I mean? But I also think it's more like, you know when Klopp came in to Liverpool, and it was like he had a style, and we know all their style, their Gherkin pressing style, and we saw how he flipped that squad. He got out who was not going to fit his style, and he kept who it was. And that's going to be the same at Spurs. Someone like Højbjerg and Skip aren't going to be in that squad for too long. Do you know what I mean? Someone like Dyer's not going to be there. He's going to find out who's the phony tough and who's the crazy brave of this squad. So he's going to find out. Even someone like, say, I know Richarlison stepped up a bit, but I don't know if he's going to continue there. Do you know what I mean? And
the Richarlisons, the Emersons. There's going to be a turnover in the squad. And also the thing is about, like, just to piggyback off the point, Spurs have a lot of injuries. Like, and I know different teams have injuries, but like I don't even want to be rude to other teams, but I'm saying like Spurs have like Perisic, Solomon, Bentancur, Maddison, Bizuma suspended, Romero injured, Van der Ven.
The depth's not there.
The depth's not there, and the quality of that player that's a higher quality than a lot of other teams have out. Like, do you know what I mean? There's a if you say Bentancur, Maddison, Van der Ven, that's a hell of a spine for any team in the Premier League. Any team in the Premier League would look at those 3 players and think, I could do something with those players. They could start for us. So, I think.
And now with Basuma out, and I think is Sarr going to the
Sarr's going to go to January is a mess.
Because Basuma's gone.
Sarr, Basuma, they're both gone. Son will be at Asian Games. Romero's injured.
That's right. So even more.
Yeah, so we're in trouble with it. But in terms of, I just look at it more from the point of view, Igalis, in your first season, or before Odegaard came, or before Zinchenko came, or before Jesus came, there was different phases of Arsenal's evolution where there's certain things you could and couldn't do. And there's a certain level of... I remember when you didn't have Kieran Tierney and Arsenal fans were crying, oh my God, there's no Tierney. What are we going to do? Yeah, you remember that a couple of years ago and stuff. And look how you've evolved as a club now. You don't care of it. Now it's even... Forget Zinchenko. Last year, it was, oh my God, Zinchenko's missing. What are we going to do? Now it's forget Zinchenko. We've outgrown him. So my point is merely this current iteration of Tottenham is not good enough to play twice a week to Ange's standards, because all it would happen is that one set of players would be relied upon because the backup players would not be of the level. And then those first team players would get burnt out and overused. And we've been...
Jay, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm not even looking at this January window, really. I'm looking at the summer one coming up to see what Levy does to back this guy. because that will tell you a lot. What if Levy's, and I know it's hard for Spurs fans to hear this, but whether Levy was really invested in this or he's just placating. Do you know what I mean? To like the audience. Yeah.
I think you're right. Listen, I'm probably a little bit more. I probably am a bit calmer on Levy than a lot of the fans. I think Levy's a little bit like our Norwich scars for Man United fans. Like, as in, there's problems with the club, but it gets louder when we get a bad result. At the end of the day, Levy brought Ange. Like, I didn't hear many Spurs fans demanding Ange. I didn't see many Spurs fans for Ange. That's his pick. Yeah, and he's revamped the back room. He's sorted out the youth. He brought Paratici. He's improved the transfers. So for all the criticism that Levy should get for not investing and wasting,
I've heard no Levy out.
Exactly. But now you'll hear it. Now you'll hear about it. What it is that he has to, and
it's results based.
Yeah, it's result. It's just like Kroenke. It's results based. I've seen too many fan bases who hate their owners be completely calm as soon as the results are very good, and that's how I know they're fickle. It's a fickle nature of football. So I don't care about the owners and stuff. I'm just looking at the infrastructure. Are we spending enough money? Yeah. Are we bringing in the right caliber of players? Yeah. Are we improving all aspects? Yeah. Okay, just more of the same, and it just takes time, and that's just it. Like what it is. If we bring in 5 players now and they all suck, I'm gonna be like, what's the transfer team doing? But based off the last window, and then you go back further, you look at the Kulusevskis, the Bentancurs, the Romeros, the Udogis. Okay, transfers seem okay. You spent 50 million on Brennan Johnson. You spent 40 million on Ben, 40 million on Maddison. Okay, we're spending decent amounts of money. Okay, youth team, top of under 21 league, top of the under 18 leagues. Okay, academy looks good too. Manager, do we like the manager? Is it attacking? Okay, so the only criticism is really we're not spending as quickly as you would like, or we're not bringing in the specific players that you want. And other than that, that's, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but that's not really anything to concern myself. So for me, just do more of the same. Let's keep going the same direction, and it takes as long as it takes. But I'm happy with everything we're doing at the moment. So it's like you'll see on Twitter now, because we lost and we don't have a centre back. Like what the hell was Spurs thinking going into the season with just 2 centre backs? And I would argue that it's worked for Spurs, because if Spurs are 5th now with what they had, the risk reward ratio was somewhat worth it. People could be like, well, you could be top if you bought an extra centre back. Yeah, okay, but you didn't expect you to be 5th either. So the Spurs to be 5th and to have done it with that centre back, and now maybe you can buy a better quality centre back. Maybe there's people that have seen the project now. So in the summer you could only get maybe like Lloyd Kelly. Now you could maybe get a very, very promising young defender in world football because he likes the project. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that's worth taking 6 months. Yeah.
Your targets change. Your targets change for what you do in the league, right? No one expects Spurs to anywhere.
So Jay, what's your prediction for this Bournemouth game at home?
I think we get back to winning ways. I think it's going to be a tough game. There's a lot of problems. We're going to have a lot of problems with their press. Everything we saw against Brighton, everything we saw against Brighton, it's probably going to be like times 2 or 3. Because Bournemouth's press is really clicked into gear now. They know what the manager's doing, and it's going to be a tough game. I don't want to lose.
I was listening to what you're saying, bro, and I'm just saying to myself, you're going to have to outscore Bournemouth. They're going to concede.
Yeah. Exactly.
So with everything being said, do you think at home versus Bournemouth you can keep a clean sheet? I don't think so. I think it's going to have to be another 3-2 win if you try to win this game.
It might be like the Everton game,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I think we'll have more control.
That's my
I think game.
I think Tottenham win.
Oh yeah. I think Tottenham.
I think this, like I said, this is one of those results which it clears the mind a little bit. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, it lets you just realize that some of these players just need to understand that some of them aren't as good as they think they are. They are, but they need to be on it 24/7. You're not good enough to Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, and I realized like you make some good points, and I've seen other people, but a lot of Spurs fans were crying about Davinson Sanchez, saying he wasn't good enough. He'd had a number of years telling. Do you know what I mean? So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I don't know if that money that you got from Sanchez is what's going to contribute to buying your centre back now and stuff like that. So
let's shift away to the final topic. Andrew's team, Chelsea. You guys, you guys got a scrappy win versus Crystal Palace. You won the game though. That's all that matters.
Great.
Yeah, you after losing the game to Luton. After losing the game,
we haven't lost yet, Gal. Stop manifesting it, right?
No. After you lost to Wolves, I meant to say. So you lost to Wolves, but I think you're a yo-yo team. I think you guys are going to go into this Luton game, and it's off the back of a win with no Sterling, no Palmer. Watch your team go and have a bad performance away from home against Luton, because I think Crystal Palace kind of played into your hands slightly.
Is that tomorrow?
Right? Yeah.
Is that tomorrow, that game? Like,
it's early lunchtime.
Yeah, I get to watch Chelsea lose over dinner.
Hey. Listen, I think Luton will beat you. I really do. And Andrew, the only reason why I say that is because I think you guys struggle to break teams down. You guys struggle to finish your chances. I mean, when you break those teams down, and Luton Town are a tough team to play against. They did it against Arsenal. They did it against Liverpool. They did it against Man City. They've done it against Tottenham. Tottenham only won 1-0 with 10 men.
Newcastle.
They beat Newcastle. They are not an easy place to go travel to. So
no. And
so
let me say this: even if we were in some type of form, I would still be hesitant. But we've lost 4 in a row away, so we're not. Our away form is very bad at this moment in time. What I said earlier about Jay's Spurs team, I would be more considerate of Pochettino if I was seeing what Ange's doing at Spurs, that Pochettino's doing with Chelsea, which I'm not, and that's the whole problem. The game tomorrow, listen, just get me a 1-0 out of there. Win. I don't care how we've even performed tomorrow. Just get it out and done, because, like you said, Luton are it's a very compact ground, very compact side. They've given everyone trouble there, and better team. They're giving better teams than us trouble there. That's the most important thing. And our team isn't mentally equipped sometimes to respond to any adversary and stuff like that. Wednesday was an interesting game in terms of, I thought for the bulk of the first half, obviously we conceded right at the end. I was seeing some nice patterns of play, some nice link up that I haven't seen in a while. But then the second half, they just came out like they were 2-0 down. Do you know what I mean? Like they were just the slowness, the passing, it was nothing. And, I liked his subs who he brought on, not necessarily what he did to change the game, but he got out of jail on Wednesday. Because let's face it, I know Jackson should have scored that chance that Gallagher put through to him, but we got out of jail. It was a penalty. Don't care what anyone says. I'm just glad VAR. That's what VAR is there for, because the referee didn't even give that as a pen. That's what VAR is good for. But like I said, it's going to be a battle tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm really not confident my guys know how to battle. Do you know what I mean? I can't. Like you said, I can't. If I was in the trenches with these guys, I would move. I would move trenches. I would walk across no man's land.
We're already dead.
Yeah. I'd take my chance across no man's land and just see what happens instead of being in the trenches.
We're already dead. We can't do that.
It wouldn't even be like they'd stab me in the back. I'd be afraid they'd accidentally shoot me or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It'd be one of those. But listen, this season I've just been going on about coaching. I've been talking about. If I was like seeing what Andrew's doing, or even what the bloody Bournemouth was doing, or even what Gary and O'Neill's doing at Wolves, just making these little changes here and there, and the odd like Tottenham's result, the odd result like that, but we were seeing something else, I'd be fine with it. If we weren't in 10th, you probably wouldn't hear a lot from the Chelsea fans. If we were 7th or 8th right now, like about 9 more points, you probably wouldn't hear a lot from us. You'd probably go, okay, we're on We're on the train. We know it's going to be an up and down season. We do that. But even tomorrow, if we win, we don't escape 10th. We still stay 10th. We don't move. We just move points. That's it. But like I said, I look at the Chelsea. If you look at the content creators, like my guy Carefree Lewis, we have no confidence at all going in tomorrow. That's sad. But that's only because.
We can't even banter you because if that's the case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I've vented so much at Chelsea this season. It's almost like I've got nothing left. Ian Beale voice. I've got nothing left. It's just like I'm just over.
Okay, if we lose, if you don't watch the game and you forget and you come back at say 2:30 and it says Luton 1, Chelsea 0. Out of 10, how would you be? You wouldn't be surprised, right? You might be like,
I wouldn't be surprised. Like if I came back on and saw Luton 0, Chelsea 2, that would be more surprising.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh snap, Chelsea won.
Yeah. If we score,
I'd be like, oh, did Luton get a red card? I'd be like, oh, I wonder what happened.
Yeah. Well, they're down to 8 men. That's when they scored. That's what it would be. That's what I mean. Now, and it's not, and just with us, it's now like you said. Oh, you won a game. That's what I mean. That's where we are. It's not like you've won the last 3 and you've just lost the last 2 or something like that.
But one thing is when I was watching on Kunku, like there was some good football. Like Chelsea do play some decent football. Your first half there was good football, good movement. Yeah. But I'm just looking at you boys on the transition against big bad Luton. Yeah. And these guys. The one thing I found against Chelsea is when you can't outrun your opposition, or you can't. If the players are willing to match you, that's when Chelsea fall apart. And whenever I watch them and a team matches them, so runs as hard as them, is as physical as them, Chelsea always will. They just always will. And if you have to maintain it. Sorry against Newcastle. It would have happened against Tottenham too. Spurs literally just needed to get to half time without losing their heads. And they could have and it would have happened again. And that's the thing, is just Chelsea now need to stop. They need to start making these strides. They need to start making it stick. They're not. Yeah. They've got too many good players for this up and down thing to be happening. It's nonsensical. These are very good players that Chelsea have. And we're talking like I have to stop sometimes when I'm talking about Chelsea and realize I'm not talking about a team like Brentford. Because when you start talking about them and where the position they're at, you start thinking you're listening to it and you have to catch yourself, because you're like, this is a £200 million pivot. They've got £60 million players that haven't even touched the pitch. You know, some of the best prospects in English football in Cole Palmer. You know, they have two. They're like Noah's Ark in defense, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, double up in every position. Calm. Right. Fofana does a cruciate ligament. That's fine. £80 million centre back, doesn't matter. Do you know how wild that is? Do you know what I mean? We're here talking about them in 10th. It's just
that's what I'm saying. If we were, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I have a go at Poch, because I'm seeing other managers in the same amount of time, like an Ange, like the Bournemouth manager, like that. Like I can see something happening. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this, it's more like I don't know why, but it's more like throw something at the wall plus freestyle. But we haven't earned the right to do that. We need to be. These guys need to be coached. Okay. And we're seeing it. We're seeing how important coaching is in this league. It's a coaching league now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, look at Villa. No one rated Ollie Watkins a year ago that much. But when Steven Gerrard was there, now look what Unai Emery's done in a year. The Bournemouth guys come in 4 months. Look what he's done. Gary Neal, 4 months. Look what he's done. Even look at it's just, and it's also like you said. If I was sitting here 7th or 8th, I'd be going, okay, we still obviously need to improve, but I'm seeing stuff, right? But I'm just seeing the odd mistakes. I'm seeing the same. I'm seeing more mistakes that we're having. That's a constant that I'm seeing. It's like Wednesday. Why are you playing Ian Maatson at right wing? He's never played right wing at all this season. Why don't you play him at left back? Why don't you stop this experiment?
Why are you playing a 19-year-old when you have more experienced players to play?
Well, he's more experienced at left back than Cole is at left back, and he's you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. I was like,
it don't make sense. Listen, I am not here to criticize Poch, because I think your owner is the biggest mess at your club, and I think, until your owner kind of I think he's treating your team like Football Manager. He literally is,
Mm.
and he's treating it like a Major League Baseball farm team. I know you know what I mean by that. He's trying to just acquire as much young players, send them to Strasbourg to get them ready, and then thinks that it's going to somehow work.
You're a basketball fan, aren't you, Igal?
I'm a Raptors fan.
Yeah. So I'm saying, you know what? It reminds me of what they're doing. Reminds me a bit of the Lakers. You know when they had Kuzma and they had Lonzo and stuff like that. The Chelsea project reminds me of that Lakers project.
Friggin' D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. As in, like they were just like trust the process, and then eventually, what did they do? They blew it all up and got Anthony Davis and LeBron, and they started winning. That's what I can see happening with the Chelsea project. Eventually,
Skulls. Don't even talk to me about that. The Raptors.
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it from the point of view of like you boys have made some good points, and like could anybody realistically, and also as well on Kunku, this is one of those games where it's like, is he going to show us the quality, or is he going to be like, welcome to the Premier League? This is really physical. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of intrigued how he plays tomorrow.
This would be the perfect game. This is like an old school. You know, going to Luton's it's like going away in the third round of the FA Cup to a lower place team. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like when they're all going to be up for it and they're going to kick the living, out of your players.
Nowadays, are you more surprised when you get a good performance from your team, or
because I don't see because I don't like that first half. I don't think I've seen something like that since like the City game, I think. Do you know what I mean? So that's like a couple of months.
And I think I'm going to wrap it up here, bro. But before we go any further, there's one more topic I wanted to touch on. Our Newcastle finish, guys, because that performance versus Nottingham Forest.
All I'm gonna say, Gal, is that me personally, I'm keeping my own counsel for end of the season from the as you remember, because it's funny because you were on the show. You were on the show.
One second.
The thing is, Igal, I'm right with a lot of my takes. I am,
bro. You're right, but you fell out with Kendall. I can't even have you on a stream.
I've done a couple of I've done a couple of streams with Kendall since, and I'm sure maybe one day if she's up for. But like my point is that as a team that have done that journey that Newcastle are doing, I know the setbacks. I remember the first time we qualified for Champions League in the Poch, we got packed in the group stage, and there's an adjustment that people don't sometimes clock. And for me, I could see the limitation of Newcastle's football in the summer clearly with the whole Maddison point. And that's the point I was trying to make in the summer, that it's like you need to evolve your playing style, or you're gonna meet your limit, you're gonna meet your ceiling, because you're gonna be the protagonists rather than the plucky counter team it's just with Newcastle. I think they're still a good side. The way they play is still good. But, that intensity, that way they play, the relentlessness, the vertical nature of that football, that's why you need a breaker. You need a playmaker. You need someone with... And Bruno Guimaraes, I don't know what they've done to him. They've turned him into...
He
used to be the guy. He's dirty, but he's turning it like they just...
now he's more dirty than he is plays well. He just
that's what I'm trying to say. What happened to the beautiful playmaker? Now he's just a dirty. He's all arms and elbows, and I think they'll be back.
It's easy to say in hindsight now, but if you actually take a look, I think instead of spending all that money on Tonali, they could have still shopped at a reasonable price and got like 3 players. Do you know what I mean, to cover like the squad or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think they really missed Tonali in that midfield, because like Miley's popped up and they're still playing. I mean, they're still playing Longstaff, for Christ's sake. Do you know what I mean? It's like this guy 5 years ago should have been out. But
let's just get it. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Unfortunately, I'm gonna speak to you guys soon. Hopefully, you guys have yourselves a wonderful New Year's. Big up everybody. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Thank you very much for having us. Great show.
Arsenal fan. Hope your channel continues to grow. Big up to you. That was a really nice comment. I appreciate that.
Very nice.
Have yourselves a great day. We're out of here, people. Love for the love, and have yourselves a happy new year. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, maybe for an Arsenal preview. Wait, who are we playing again?
Fulham away Sunday.
Fulham away.
I don't think we're gonna need a preview. Too much negativity. I'm gonna stay away from that. You guys have a good one. Out, people. Love.
See ya.